So we're going to talk about the opposite of the last video we did. And if you haven't seen the video, what younger women have learned from dating older men, then go ahead and check that video out first and then come back to this one, or watch this one and go back and check that video out. But today our discussion is about what older men have learned from dating younger women. And this is based on a series of interviews that we've done with many older men. And I'll tell you, the common thing that most of them say is that they're very concerned about her sensitivity. We're talking about people growing up in two different time periods. Older men traditionally come from maybe decades earlier. The further you go back in time, the more polite people are. And so today, people are more into their independence. People are very competitive today, and people are thinking about the future. But then a younger woman who's particularly interested in an older man, she has to understand that his tradition is not the same as hers. And he realizes that too. So that level of sensitivity, that's something that has to be worked out, because older men just don't like to deal with attitudes and frustrations, and they like people to open their mouth and really talk. But older men have found out too that a lot of younger women are just not as talkative. They kind of sit there and they kind of listen. They want the older man to have the conversation. And understanding this, I started asking more questions. Well, why do you think she's that way? And generally, it's because she's allowing him to take the lead, because she wants him to make the decisions. Like, where should we go? What should we do? What are we going to eat tonight? What foods do you like? She's constantly asking him. And he doesn't mind giving his answer, because traditionally he wants things to go his way. And she understands this. But she's not his servant. And he doesn't want a servant. He doesn't want a sex doll. He doesn't want someone that's just beautiful to look at and that's the end of her. I mean, he wants someone that contributes to his future, because he's still growing. He's old, but as long as you're still alive, you're still growing and you're moving in a positive direction. So in that positive direction, in that light, in that focus, he's looking for a partner that's going to give him joy and peace of mind and help him with some things that becomes a little more difficult for him to understand as he gets older. So older men love the fact that younger women are very helpful because they have a lot of energy, helpful because they have a lot of experience. Younger women today have been able to do a lot more with their lives because we have the internet. The internet has essentially made the world a lot smaller. And it's made dating even more complicated because people have more resources to get information on people when they start the date. And then after the date, they get inundated with all these different opinions from people who want to do videos like this, or telling you what older men have learned from dating younger women. So it's a lot of information out there. It's almost like information overload. But that's also the value that an older man sees in a younger woman. Someone who can help him to bob and weave through this entanglement of information. And she's a helpful resource to him. That's what she becomes. Now, some people would say it's not fair for an older man to date a younger woman because he's getting up in age and he's basically going to need a nurse. You know, that's such a silly way to look at life, because there's so many people in relationships where people are of the same age and one of the partners gets sick. So if your partner gets sick, are you saying they're just going to be stranded? You're going to leave because they're no longer this ideal mate that you had prefigured in your mind? See, love is love. And when you love a person, it's not about you focusing on what they can't do. It's about you focusing on what you can do for them. And that is the mindset that the older man loves about the younger woman. She is constantly thinking of ways to please her man. She doesn't want him upset because she knows his temperament can sometimes go up. So he loves the fact that she respects that. There's a lot of respect she's going to give him that the older man appreciates. Now, he's not looking for her to bow down, to treat him like a king, but he is looking for that respect. And it is so much easier for a younger woman to show respect to an older man. Why? Because first of all, she doesn't have all the negativity and life experiences that some older women have accumulated. She is pleasing a man at a level that makes him feel younger. And I'm going to tell you, youthful vitality, the way we think of age and our health and our physical well-being is one of those things that keeps people looking younger, longer. Guess what? Studies show he lives longer. Now, I'm not an advocate of studies. You've seen it in my videos before. But guess what? Living longer, that's a pretty good story, but it's true. Why? Because he feels energized. He's trying to keep up because she's so busy doing things and she likes to change the house and decorate. Now, he might do things like, why we need new carpet. I mean, he's going to ask these questions, but what he has to start to understand it. And some men get this. She's just trying to make him comfortable. She wants to be comfortable too, but everything this woman does is about this man. She's going to let him know where she is. He doesn't even have to ask. She's never leaving the house, not letting him know where she's going to be. If she's with her girls, no problem. But guess what she really wants? She wants to be with him. But guess what? The older man likes that she likes being with him. And he wants to be out, not to sport her, not to show her off, but he really loves her company. It's so interesting. It's like reading a book or watching a movie. How many times have you watched your favorite movie? 4 or 5 times, maybe 3, I don't know. How many times did you watch that movie and learn something or saw something that you didn't see the first few times that you saw it? This is what it's like in life for an older man dating a younger woman. There's so many things we miss because we might be focused on our careers, motivated by other things. So they missed out some things in life that just make sense, that adds to a person becoming better. Well, guess what? The younger woman in her journey through life, she's experienced some things that just wakes him up. He goes, oh, I never looked at it that way. She may cook differently than he does. And it's fantastic. The fact that she's not like him or people that he's used to dealing with keeps him not just excited and entertained in the relationship, but it keeps that relationship alive like a fire. So older men have a lot of joys when it comes to dating younger women. They get to do more with their life with her because she's on the go. Because how many times do you hear older people always wishing that they could do this and they could do that? Well, now he's got a partner that wants to go out and do things with him. And guess what? Sometimes he's just tagging along. And then when he gets there, he realizes how much fun he's having. That's because the younger woman clearly brings a lot of joy to an older man. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and we've got many like it. So we just want you to look at it this way.